Well, still swinging and still digging. Well, welcome back to Finding America. It is really great to see you here. Now, this week's episode finds me staying close to home and hitting some of my favorite spots in a local town. Now, Chris couldn't make it this weekend, so I planned on doing one of my favorite things, and that's taking that incredible Equinox 800 that I got from our friends at Kellyco and hitting some of my favorite hard-hit spots. Well, I ended up hunting 3 different spots in this town. And the first segment you're about to see, I decided to revisit that 1930 small house again. I just can't resist. I've pulled out so many cool things there. And I am telling you, there is nothing more fun than taking that Equinox 800 and the different size coils and seeing what I can pull out of the ground. And I have to say, once again, it did not disappoint. Well, I am out here on a gorgeous morning. Just absolutely vivid blue skies. Temperatures are awesome, low 60s, and running the 11-inch coil, Park 1 settings, sensitivity, let's see, 22, I'll bump it to 23, it's pretty stable right now. And I got a nice 19 signal, so I dug down, I should say, and I got an old spark plug. But the reason I kind of showing you this is I always like to look these up to see what kind of car it fit. And this is a Autolite brand. It says Autolite Transport, and it's an AT4 part number. So I'll look that up and see what kind of vehicle that fits. Well, guess what? I checked the hole before I left. Still giving me a 19. So it was in the plug, and I broke it open, and I know what this is, but it is so cool. Can you see that? That is awesome. That is a toy spur. That's like the row at the end of it. Would have been a set of toy spurs for a kid. Oh, wow, that's really cool. Very ornate. I like it. Very cool. Well, I got something good. Of course, I am at this little 1930s house, but I'm working the side yard. And I got a real scratchy 25-26 signal. Just enough, well, if it beeps, I'm going to dig it, but I always like to kind of guess. I was kind of hoping for silver. I got all this on my drop cloth, and check it out. Yeah, it appears to be a silver dime. It is right here. Oh my. I think I can see a bit of a murk on it. Let me grab my water here, spray it off. That is awesome. Another piece of silver out of here. Oh yeah, look at that beauty. Oh my, I'm gonna savor this one. Ooh, I think it's got a D mint mark. You know what I'm hoping for? 1916. I'm just gonna pop this off and gonna spray it some more. I'll tell you, all I'm doing is going through here and digging anything that makes a beep. And that just paid off. Oh, I can just see the date. Oh, it's 1920. Wow. Let me, there you go. 1920 with a Denver mint mark. Well, got a really slamming signal here. It was like 28, 29. I'm like, oh, please, silver quarter. But it turned out to be a weedy in the plug, and it was only about 2-3 inches down. Sometimes these things will just ring out really nice. And I cleaned this one off a little bit with my Andre pencil, and this is going to be a 1956. So happy to have that. And one more coin from this little side yard. It definitely slopes down quite a bit here, so it's a good place to hunt. A lot of guys won't hunt these slopes real hard, and then of course a lot of people get sloppy with the swings and they'll miss things and stuff, so always a good place to check and really slow down and keep your sweeps tight. Well, the signal was giving me a nice tight 21-22, and popped it out of the sidewall here, and I took a peek at it already. But I got a nice 44 Wheatie. Well, I'm just a few feet up where I got that last Wheatie. Got a nice 12 signal, just locked on real nice. And I ended up getting a early Jefferson. I took a peek at it, and this one's going to be a 1947. Well, I got another signal out of here. It was ringing in at 21-22, and it was completely on edge when I popped it out. And I have cleaned it up a little bit, and I have another 44 Wheatie. So not too bad. Old nickel, 3 Wheaties, silver dime. And I'm just gonna keep on going and digging anything that'll give me a signal. I'm still working the side yard here. You may recall I got that real early fork with the bone handle and pewter end lice. It seems I got some type of early utensil again. Could be a spoon. I'm assuming this might be the bowl area down here. It looks broken off. I don't know, it's very unusual. Rings up at a 14, and it's pretty heavy. So I am not sure what to make of that. Whatever it is, it has some serious age to it. Well, this is a pretty cool hole right here. I was getting a 15, kind of worked over from the side yard back into this backyard area. And I got a 15 right here, dug down. It was actually in the plug, and it was just a twisted up piece of metal, and I thought it was just going to be garbage. But I did unfold it, and check it out. Definitely not garbage. I don't know, it's very thin stamped metal. I don't know if it went over a utensil or, but it does have an engraving on it. And it's very hard to make out, but it looks like it says Huylern, H-U-Y-L-R-N. I'm assuming that's someone's name, maybe a monogram on this, but how cool is that? Boy, that definitely looks old. So that's a great find. Yeah, I guess I'll Google that name in this area and see if anything pops up, but just a cool find, and I'll put it in the fragile box. Yeah. Always pays to unfold that metal, see what it is. Yep, that's right. I was actually able to identify this piece, and it wasn't what I was expecting. So here's a couple pictures of a non-dug example. Now this piece actually turned out to date from the 1870s to the 1890s. And the name that's engraved on it, Huylern, is actually the name of a New York fine chocolate candy company. And they supplied those tongs so people would be able to pick them up and properly serve their chocolate bonbons. Honestly, I'm totally amazed that I was able to get this piece identified. Well, I got this on the next signal. That's ringing about a 13, 14. And basically, it's a parasol slide. I haven't seen too many iron ones, so, but that is what it is. And just thought I'd show you that. Well, I got a real big 15 signal. Dug down, pulled out this. I saw it come out like this, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what that is. But then I noticed the other side had some lettering. So it says Ville in Tennessee, so it's either Knoxville or Maryville. But I really don't know what it went to. Just a cool big piece of cast iron. Well, this next signal was ringing up 21, 20, and wasn't very deep. And nothing earth-shattering, but kind of a cool little piece of ornamental trim. I'm not sure what it went to. It appears to be brass, but definitely has some age to it, and thought I'd share it with you. Well, I think I have something good in the hole right now. Got a 19, it's down about 5-6 inches. And I see a coin, and I know it's not a zinc, and I'm kind of hoping it's going to be an Indian. So I grabbed the camera and decided to find out with y'all. See what I got here. Oh yeah, it's definitely an Indian. I can see the O of 1 cent. Man, is it green. Look at that. So it's on the date side here. Oh, it's definitely an Indian. I'll tell you what, I'm going to clean this up just a little bit and see if I can get a date off of it, but man, is it a deep emerald green Indian. Whew, I'll take that. It's been a little while since I had my last signal here. Well, there it is. I'm hoping you can see that. Yeah, we broke into the 1800s with this one, 1894. I'll tell you, it is very clean and very green. So I'm going to leave it just like that, and I'll work on it when I get home. But that is an awesome recovery. Well, I love digging up Indian head pennies, and the man who designed that coin was James Longacre. And he's always been one of my favorite coin designers. And I wanted to show you a couple of his designs that he submitted that never quite made it into production. And this first one is a design that he submitted in 1859 for the new $50. And believe it or not, we almost had an Indian head nickel to go along with our Indian head penny. Alright, well, I went on to a new place. I'm just going to kind of give you a look at this. It's a big field along the Pigeon River. And there used to be a bunch of 20s and 30s houses here. Torn down. Used to be a big mill in the area. So, I've never really seriously hunted this. I've had the permission for a long time. But it's just a lot of relics. These were workers' houses, so they weren't the richest of folks, but I'm hoping to pull out some really good relics. And I got this cap here, and I'm showing it to you because I've never seen it before. It says Soltis Quick Rub. Yeah, I have no idea, but I like it, and definitely going to go back and have a look online, see what I can find out about this. A pretty cool little piece. Well, I'll tell you, sometimes where your research takes you is so interesting, and sometimes it takes you full circle. Now, the company that made this product, Soltis, was called the Chattanooga Medicine Company, and they started way back in 1879. Now, later on, they became known as the Chatham Drug Company, and today they're known simply as Chatham. Well, believe it or not, Chatham is now a company of Sanofi. And they are a French pharmaceutical company that's actually been in the news quite a bit lately. They're one of the companies that's actually making hydroxychloroquine to combat the coronavirus. Well, I was just chasing a garbage signal, but I got a couple bonuses in the hole. One's no big deal, but kind of an interesting piece of glass here. I actually think that might be part of a old headlamp lens. But that's kind of cool, but this is really cool. Look at that. It's glass, and in raised letters right here it says Japan. It's got a little break on the corner some time ago, and the bottom here, I don't know what it was attached to, but that's a pretty cool little piece. I like it. I don't know if it was part of a candlestick maybe, or I don't know. Just a neat little piece I thought I'd share with you. Well, I'll tell you what, I think I got something pretty cool in the hole here. Got a 16 and dug down, said it was in the plug. That was about 4 inches deep. I think I might have a ring. So I grabbed the camera, put it back down. Yeah, let's, hey, I do. How sweet is that? It's not gold, not silver, but it has something on it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get the little brush, clean it up, and I'll be right back. But hey, that's a great find, and it looks old. Well, still working this field where the mill workers' houses used to be, and hey, I got a coin. 7 inches down, and I ended up with a 42 weedy. So there you go. There might be some silver in here too. Next signal was giving me like a 22. Pretty deep, 7 inches. And I finally pulled it out, and it is an odd one. I'll tell you what. Here's this side, look at that. That is pretty weird. It's very heavy, like lead, you know. But it's not lead, but it's very heavy. And there is the backside. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I thought cuff link when I saw this part because the little stud part breaks off here a lot, and it looks like that on broken cuff links, but it's a heavy one if it is a cuff link, which it could very well be. But that's pretty neat looking. I'll clean it up a little bit more when I get home, but your guess is as good as mine. Well, this next signal, I was getting a 13, but boy, it was really choppy. And now I actually know why. I dug a plug and I was a little bit off, so I widened the hole out a little bit more. And check it out. It was on edge. It's actually a spoon on edge. I haven't pulled it out yet. I saw the bowl and thought we'd pull it out together and see what it looked like. Ah, kind of sharp. It's not bad looking. Let's see if I can straighten it out just a hair. Yeah, it's definitely got some nice design. Yeah, that's a pretty old spoon. I'm gonna put that back in the 30s at least. So, there you have it. I'll tell you what, some decent little relics coming out of this place. Digging a lot of garbage, but you gotta dig the garbage to find the treasure. Well, this is actually a really cool hole. I was getting an 18, and it was kind of weird. I changed directions trying to get a good solid signal, but it was jumping all around, and now I know why. You see that there? I thought it was going to be some junk metal, but check it out. It's a spoon. That's how it came out in the plug there. So I will pluck the spoon. Oh man, another really nice early one. It's got a nice pattern. Yeah, that is cool. Well, we are definitely getting spoonage here and a few other cool finds, so it's kind of nice. And of course, this is a perfect place to be out because it's wide open. No one around me. A couple people have been tempted. They drove by real slow. I know they wanted to come out and ask me about what I was doing, but I'm glad they didn't. They kept driving, and I don't mind talking to people, but not when they may have the virus. So, just out here playing it safe and swinging along and seeing what I can find. Well, this time I got two signals. I got a 27 to 29 up here, dug down, and got this really cool old funnel, a metal one here. And put that in my pocket, and I had a 16 signal right below it, and I dug down, I'd say about 6-7 inches, and check it out. Got an old hem weight. Someone was beaten on this one, but that is what it is. So very cool. Now, to those of you who don't know what hem weights are, they would sew these at the bottom of skirts and dresses and cloaks, and that would keep them from blowing up when it got windy. Well, I got a nice one in this hole, ringing up around 24 or 23. It must have been on edge. Said it was in this dirt clod, and check it out. I broke it open. Looks like I got a silver rosy. I'll go ahead and pluck it here. Yep, holy cow. I think it's, I'm trying to see the date. I think it's a 46, first year. Yeah, it's a nice shape too. And if you can't tell, I'm next to the road here. I'm actually back at the sidewalk that I found the second 1919 dog tag on. And I just popped up this silver dime, so that really makes my evening. I just came out here for a quick hour and a half hunt. Let's see what else I get. Well, next signal was ringing in at a 16. It was about 5 inches down. And I got a pocket knife. It's a rusty one, but it is a pocket knife. It's a pretty cool find right there. Well, this signal was a 2324, only about 4 inches down. And I cleaned it up a little bit. I've got a nice early weedy. This one's going to be a 1920. Well, this hole was giving me like a 27. It was giving me fits trying to find this thing. I finally did, about 7 inches down. I cleaned it off a little bit. It's an early weedy. Check it out. 1919. Not bad. I always like finding these early weedies. Well, I'll tell you what. This signal is buried in some gravel here. It's like a 25 to 27. Sounded pretty nice. And I just popped up the dirt and I could see an edge. Check it out. Ooh, second silver diamond this evening. I'm going to pluck this out. See what we got. Ah, it looks like it's going to be a rosy night tonight. Yep, I don't mind. I think this one's going to be 1947. So I got a 46 and a 47. Well, I don't know if that's my last signal for the night. Sun's starting to go down, but I'm kind of having fun. I'm having to put up with a lot of chatter here because we got transformers on the poles all around me. Well, I really enjoyed that 1.5 hour long hunt. And I gotta say, it really surprised me that both my silver dimes, 1946 and 1947, were dated in consecutive years, as were both my wheaties, 1919 and 1920. I tell you, it never ceases to amaze me what comes out of the ground during a hunt. Now, don't go away just yet. I have some great historical photos coming up in just a few seconds. And I wanted to especially honor the heroes of today with some photos from the past. And remember, it's history that makes I find a treasure. And I cannot wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.